I think, you know, people ask me about being when I was a head coach and this and that. And this is kind of a quote that I always kind of wanted to live by about leadership. When a king begins to act like a king, it's not long before someone else is king. Serving is the way we can place value on others. I always say this, man, when you become a head coach, don't forget why you got the job. And it's probably because you are really good at something. But the other reason you probably got is because people saw your ability to affect and serve others in a unique and a great way. So don't forget that and don't forget to serve. Leadership, man, I could talk about this slide all day long. Lead, don't manage. And I believe this the greatest regrets that I know I've had in coaching, especially as a head coach, are the times when I felt like, as head coaches, man, you got 5 million things coming at you and you feel like you're juggling more balls than you can handle. But the times when you decide to, man, I think I can work the problem here. I can fix this. I can manage this. When you know deep down in your heart, you need to lead right now, probably make a hard decision that usually involves a person and move forward. And I think when we don't do that as leaders, those are the times when, man, we just cut the legs off from everybody else. Or those are the times when the morale of your team or the morale of your staff is at an all-time low because people are sitting back and waiting for you to lead and waiting for you to do the hard thing. I put this at the bottom. The question is, what are you rationalizing in your head? In your head and in your heart, what are you rationalizing? I think when you answer those, sometimes it's if you're willing to be honest with yourself, you know, that's the question that you got to answer. I love this. What you do now or don't do now is going to affect later, and there's going to be a later. When you're leading and when you're in charge, and if you got it sitting on your desk and it's right in front of you, your natural inclination is, man, I want to buy time and work through this. But a lot of times, what happens to me for leaders is you buy that time, and all of a sudden you end up not making a decision. And I always say this to kids: like not making a decision right now is making a decision, and that's the hard part of leading. And if you sign up for it, I think you owe it to your people. And I think on the other side of those hard decisions, yeah, there are going to be some hurt feelings, no doubt. But I think on the other side of that, the momentum and the trust you build with other people, um, can be something that will really gain momentum for you and your program. And I'll say this to guys that are head coaches or aspiring head coaches at whatever level. Dexter told me that Dexter Wood, who was like my dad, um, he was my high school coach. I've worked for him at Buford. And then he was my AD for forever at Buford. Just one of the finest. He's kind of like the high school version of a John Wooden, just one of the finest men you've ever met. But he told me this. He said, always know this, just every year you're the head coach. Unfortunately, your circle of enemies is probably going to grow because if you're leading the right way, you're making hard decisions and you're moving forward, you're going to make people unhappy. And that's a part of it. And the other thing he told me is we were standing outside the field house one day. He said, don't ever drive up to this field house feeling like you have to have this job. Because the minute you think you have to have it is the minute you're going to lose it. Those are two things about being a head coach and leading that he told me that I really never forgot, and just kind of sobering reminders.